Welcome all, this is Rachana PJ, Internship Coordinator of IET Club, and I am going to be hosting today's series. Let me introduce the speaker of the day. It is Indhu Lekha from IT branch. She has bagged an internship offer from a company which I am sure it's the dream company for most of us. Well, yeah, it's Microsoft. Welcome to the session, Indhu.
Thank you for the introduction, Rachana.
So, how's your internship going on?
Well, I joined Microsoft as an intern on 16th of May and it's been 4 weeks. I had an amazing experience till now. I'm learning a lot every day and my team has been very supportive and welcoming. Even though the mode of internship is online, people are very approachable and ready to help.
That's really great. It's success after a huge hard work, right?
Yeah.
And how is it did you expect it to be an offline internship and did it lessen your expectations being it online?
Well, yeah, we expected offline internship. But yeah, online internship, the experience is no less. We are continuously being contacted by our managers, the team. So yeah, it's a different experience altogether.
Where is your intern location? I mean, what it might have been if it was offline?
It's Bangalore.
Oh, okay. And what project and tech stack are you working right now as an intern?
Okay, yeah. So initially, I was working on a project that involved PowerShell programming, and now I'm working on another project that is making improvements to an internal tool that developers use at Microsoft. And for that, I've been using C# programming. Basically, the tech stack is secondary to whatever you're doing. What is important is being able to understand what is required and having the enthusiasm to learn.
Nice to hear that. And how's the work culture at Microsoft like? Do you feel it hectic or it's easy or how?
Yeah, so since the internship is online, I can only vouch for what's happening for in my case. So there seems to be a good work-life balance, and everyone is really approachable. The team is always ready to help, and yeah, the meetings are quite interactive. So I'm assuming it would be this. It would be better offline. But yeah,
And I think the campus would be really awesome to look at if it was offline.
yeah, that's true.
So, how did you prepare for the internship season? Like, from when did you start preparing for internships?
So basically, I think our fourth semester ended by the end of April. So I started preparing seriously in the month of June, but even in the month of May, I was doing a little DSA. Mostly I prepared DSA from Lead Code, Geeks for Geeks, and just before the placement season started, like around maybe the start of August, I started doing interview bit. And for DBMS and OS, I just like Google 40 most asked questions in OS, most asked questions in DBMS, and just went through of online resources. The most important part of preparation was being consistent and having a good resume. Making sure your resume is reviewed by your seniors or anyone who you think is technical enough uh, uh, to understand what is on your resume. Make sure you understand everything. You know every project that you have mentioned on your resume in a great detail. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's really helpful. Did you do competitive programming? And is it necessary for companies like Microsoft? Do we need to have a good hold on competitive programming to get into it?
Okay, I did not do competitive programming, but CPs are definitely a good skill to have. It not only helps you clear your initial rounds of interview, but it also makes sure you understand DSA better. Some companies might consider your ranking on different CP platforms, and it would be a good addition to your resume if you are going to apply off campus. But for the on campus test, being thorough with DSA and being fast enough should be enough.
That's
And
cool.
yeah, and coming for the interview part, the interviews for not only Microsoft, for any company, it's totally dependent on the interviewer. So it depends, it would vary from individual to an individual. Like the interviewer would expect different levels of detail, or he would expect some interviewers might focus on your project, some interviewers might focus on DSA. So interview part, it is completely dependent on the interviewer. So the best you can do is for that is just prepare and hope for the best.
Yeah. And what kind of difficulties did you face during your interviews?
Yeah. So since the interviews were online, it was hard to make a connection with the interviewer. Like you couldn't actually read the interviewer's body language. So sometimes the body language of an interviewer can help you understand if you're going in the right direction. But you can overcome that difficulty by being vocal about your thoughts and asking for feedback regularly.
Hmm. Nice. And how many companies did you apply for? Like what all companies did you apply for?
I applied for all the companies that till I got an internship, so I don't remember the exact order of which the companies came. But yeah, during the on-campus placement, maybe starting in mid of August, one by one the companies come and they would be open for application. So I just applied for everything until I got an internship.
Hmm. So did you prepare differently for different companies, or your preparation was same and throughout for all the companies, or was it unique? How was it?
Uh, Most of the companies come for software engineer, software SDE role itself. But there are a few finance companies that come for an analyst role, but I personally haven't prepared anything different for different positions because we are interns and we actually know less than freshers, so I don't think so they would expect any level of expertise from us. So I just prepared normally for the analyst or the SDE roles.
That was really helpful. And what was the procedure for the selection of interns in Microsoft or any other companies? Like there'll be a procedure, set of procedures, right? Different rounds of interviews or whatever. What was it?
Yeah. So last year for Microsoft, they took interns through channels. Like one was there was an engage mentorship program, and a few people got in through that. And uh, then the company came on campus also, like it did the normal interview thing. So in the interview part, initially there was a coding round and three followed by three technical rounds. I did not have a HR round in Microsoft. It was three completely technical rounds. And for the engaged students, it differed from student to student. Some of them had one round, or some of them had two rounds. I'm not sure about that part, but yeah, this for the on-campus thing, it was one coding round followed by three technical rounds.
Nice. Apart from technical knowledge, what other skills like soft skills are they required to nail a technical interview? Or is it only the technical knowledge which are required?
Okay, so technical knowledge is important, but it is also important to convey your thoughts in a very precise and clear manner to the interviewer. You should be able to communicate freely, and even if you don't know the answer to any particular question, You should let the interviewer know that you are willing to learn and you will go back and do your research. Also, you should show the curiosity towards the company, and you can always do not throw away the small talk. You can break the ice in between by asking the interviewer about the job and his field of work.
Yeah, that's a nice idea actually. And now that internship season is nearing, and it might be offline for your juniors, and what are your views about offline and online recruitment of interns? Like, is it advantageous to be an offline recruitment, or is it disadvantageous when compared to online interviews?
I feel offline interviews might be better because you can understand the interviewer's body language and you can understand where the interview is going. But offline interviews could be more tiring, and I can't vouch for that because I did not have any interviews offline. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was really informative. And can you give some tips which you think would be good for our junior audience during their preparation for internships?
Um, Yeah, the most important thing is you should stay consistent. It's not that you can do 10 DSA questions in a day and then take a break for next 5 days. You just have to do it every day until you are satisfied with yourself. Um, then get your resume reviewed from by your seniors, at least 2 to 3 of them. It is really, you don't have to take in every advice they do, but it will give you perspective and you can understand what has to be added or what you can do to make your resume look better. Um, and whatever you are putting in your resume, you should be very confident of it. You can't. It would be really bad. It would give you a very bad impression if you don't know. If it would give an interviewer a very bad impression if you don't know anything that's on your resume. And yeah, and you should make sure you are motivated. Don't get demotivated by your initial rejections. Um, every interview is an opportunity to learn. So yeah, just go ahead and make sure you have a proper support group like your friends and family. That is very important during the internship season.
Yeah, that's really helpful tip, I guess. And anything, can you mention anything that you missed in your preparation for internships? Any one thing, like, did you miss it during your preparations?
Okay, yeah, I think I did not have enough mock interviews, so I was very nervous before the interview actually began. Like before every interview, I was very nervous. But yeah, somehow I overcome it, but I overcame the nervousness. So it would be really good if you can get at least 3 to 4 mock interviews from your friends or from your seniors.
Yeah, that would be great. And any plans for higher studies? Or do you have any plans like after BTech or anything?
Well, as of now, I haven't planned anything, and I first want to explore and see what I really want and then decide.
Yeah, good to hear it from you. And did you try applying any campus, like any companies off campus or through any referrals, or is it only on campus companies you applied for?
I applied to internships only on campus, and even if you apply through off campus, and if the same company comes on campus, it might get a little messy because some companies have a rule saying that have a rule of 6 month cool down period, and you might not be able to give an interview if the company comes on campus. So I would recommend you to apply for a company if it's coming on campus, just go through on campus. If you are interested in any particular company and that is not coming to college, then you can apply off campus through LinkedIn or referrals or the company's job portal.
Mm, yeah. And what are your views on women's recruitment programs in tech industry? And do you think is it fair or what's your views on it?
Okay, yeah, I understand the perspective of people who say women-specific opportunities are unfair, but companies only do this to improve their gender ratio in the tech industry, which was bad for many years, but it is improving, and thanks to such opportunities. Uh, but still, there is a long way to go. And to all the girls out there, don't miss any women-specific opportunities just because you think it is unfair. Just go for it.
Yeah, it was really informative, Indhu. You shared a lot of information in this session, and we are very thankful for you to be in this session. All the best for your future endeavors, and yeah, cherish happiness the same way. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you. Thanks for having me.